Welcome back to Dark Love Psychology. Sometimes the strongest move in a relationship isn't what you say, it's what you stop giving. Today, we'll uncover the psychology behind emotional withdrawal, why it works, how it shifts power, and when it strengthens attraction versus destroys connection. Chapter 1. Withdrawal is not rejection. In the intricate dance of human connection, it's easy to misinterpret a partner's step back. Many people instinctively confuse withdrawal with punishment or a sign of disinterest. When someone pulls away, our immediate fear is that we are being rejected, that their affection is gone for good. This triggers our deepest anxieties about abandonment and worthlessness, causing us to panic and often to push even harder, which only makes things worse. But psychologically, it's crucial to understand the distinction. True rejection is a definitive closing of a door. Strategic withdrawal, however, is simply the reduction of your availability, not the abandonment of the relationship. It's a conscious, controlled, and temporary shift in your behavior. It's not about vanishing or inflicting pain through the silent treatment. That's manipulation. This is about self-preservation and altering the dynamic for the better. So what does this look like in practice? Withdrawal can mean less emotional investment in every minor detail, less immediate responsiveness to texts and calls, and less constant validation for their every action. You're not disappearing, you are intentionally stepping back. For example, you stop over-texting. Instead of initiating every conversation or sending multiple messages when you don't get a reply, you allow for silence. You let them be the one to reach out next. You also don't rush to fix every emotional moment. When they're having a bad day or feeling insecure, you can be supportive without becoming their designated problem solver. You show you trust their ability to self-soothe. Most importantly, you remain calm and present when you together. But you are not over-available. Your life continues to be full and engaging outside of them. You have boundaries. You are a stable, independent force, not a constantly available resource. This deliberate creation of space is powerful. Space disrupts the pattern of expectation and demand. It gives the other person a chance to see you in a new light, to feel your absence, and to reflect on their own behavior. Space changes perception. Remember, withdrawal is not a hostile act of rejection. It is a strategic act of recalibration. It's about restoring balance, respect, and ultimately, attraction. Chapter 2. Withdrawal creates perceived value. At the core of human psychology lies a simple, powerful truth. We are drawn to what is scarce. We inherently assign more value to things that feel limited or difficult to obtain. Think of a limited edition art print versus a mass-produced poster. The print is coveted not just for its beauty, but for its rarity. This same principle, known as the scarcity heuristic, profoundly impacts our relationships. When something, or someone, is less available, our minds automatically increase their perceived importance. When your availability is constant and unconditional, it inadvertently signals that your time and attention are abundant resources with little cost. Effort from the other person feels unnecessary because your presence is a guaranteed outcome. Appreciation naturally drops, not out of malice, but because there is no space for it to grow. You become a predictable fixture in their life, a comforting but ultimately unexciting presence. Conversely, when your availability naturally decreases, a subtle but significant shift occurs. Their attention, once passive, becomes active. Curiosity returns. They begin to wonder about your world, your thoughts, and your time away from them. This isn't about manipulation. It's about reintroducing the healthy and natural dynamic of two separate individuals choosing to connect. Someone who occasionally withdraws feels important, not because they are playing games, but because their behavior demonstrates self-respect. It shows they have a life, passions, and priorities outside of the relationship. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about being whole. This is the art of setting boundaries. It's the quiet confidence of saying, "I'd love to see you, but I have a commitment to myself tonight." This communicates that your time is valuable, and therefore, the time they spend with you is also valuable. It's a powerful, nonverbal way of teaching others how to treat you. By creating this space, you allow appreciation to become visible. Scarcity reframes your value without you having to say a single word. It gives the other person a chance to miss you, to reflect on your importance in their life, and to actively choose to invest in the connection. This intentional space is where respect and desire flourish. Next, we'll explore how this dynamic directly influences the balance of power in any relationship. Chapter 3. Emotional withdrawal shifts the power balance. This isn't about deploying the silent treatment as a punishment. It's a strategic internal shift away from emotional reactivity. It's about creating space, not a void. When you intentionally pull back your emotional energy, you fundamentally alter the dynamics of any relationship. Power in relationships isn't about dominance or control. It's about who needs the outcome more, who needs the validation, the apology, or the resolution with more urgency. The person who can remain centered and less emotionally invested in a specific outcome often holds more influence, not through force, but through stability. The person less emotionally reactive often holds more influence because their state isn't dependent on the other's approval or mood. They operate from a place of inner calm, which allows them to observe the situation clearly and act with intention rather than desperation. Strategic withdrawal accomplishes three critical things. First, it reduces your emotional dependency. By stepping back, you stop looking to the other person to regulate your feelings and begin sourcing your sense of well-being from within. Second, it halts the exhausting chaser-distancer dynamic. When you stop chasing, the frantic energy dissipates and the pattern is broken. And third, it creates a vacuum that encourages the other person to self-reflect. When your reactions are no longer there to fill the space, they are left to confront their own behavior and its impact. Think about it. If one person always initiates repair, reassurance, and difficult conversations, they carry the entire emotional weight of the relationship alone. They are the sole caretaker of the connection. This is an unsustainable and deeply imbalanced position. Emotional withdrawal redistributes that weight. It's not an act of aggression, but an act of rebalancing. You are silently communicating that the responsibility for the relationship's health is shared. You are no longer willing to carry it all. This detachment invites the other person to step forward. It creates the necessary space for them to recognize your value and the role they play. They are given the opportunity to choose to invest, to repair, to meet you in the middle. True balance follows your calm, not your pressure. Pushing, pleading, and demanding only creates resistance. By embodying a calm, detached strength, you become a grounding force. The dynamic shifts to meet your centered energy, not your anxious demands. Next, we'll explore how to use the powerful tool of silence to cultivate this inner calm and self-awareness. For now, just breathe. Chapter 4. Withdrawal triggers self-awareness. When someone argues, blame can be externalized. When someone withdraws, the mind turns inward. Silence removes emotional noise and reflection begins. Instead of arguing, you step back, you stop explaining. Now the other person asks, did I cross a line? Am I losing something valuable? That question is powerful. Silence invites insight. Insight invites better conversations. Next, healthy versus manipulative. Choose intention. Chapter 5. Healthy withdrawal versus manipulation. Withdrawal becomes unhealthy when it's used to punish, control, create fear. Healthy withdrawal is about emotional regulation, self-respect, boundaries. Healthy, I need space to reset. Unhealthy, disappearing to provoke panic. The intention defines the impact. State the boundary. Set a time. Return with openness. Predictability creates safety. Control creates fear. Boundaries create trust. Next, why attraction increases. Respect over fear. Chapter 6. Why withdrawal increases attraction. Attraction thrives on autonomy, mystery, emotional stability. Over-availability kills polarity. Withdrawal restores emotional tension, respect, desire. Example: when you stop chasing validation, you become harder to replace and easier to desire. Your wholeness is magnetic. Desire grows when both people remain full individuals. Next, how to use it correctly. Inhale. Exhale. Chapter 7. How to use withdrawal correctly. Effective withdrawal is calm, consistent, non-reactive. One clear boundary is enough. I'm stepping back to refocus. Then you actually refocus. No dramatics, no revenge silence, no emotional leakage. Say it, set it, keep it. Leave to reset, return to resolve. Consistency creates safety. Final thoughts next. Withdrawal doesn't destroy relationships. It reveals them. If connection only exists when you chase, it was never balanced. If you want to master emotional control and attraction psychology, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need help. Thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next video.